So, Mr. President, know that it is a great honor for me.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you for sitting down with me today. I think we're going to talk about some personal topics, some fun things, and yes, it's an honor. We're here in a factory attending a rally, my first rally and first show on the podcast. You'll be my first and last guest.
That's great. We want good reviews.
Good reviews?
Improve.
You were arriving aboard Air Force One.
Right?
Is it true that you watched Joshua's fight in the Air Force?
I saw you. I thought you were very brave. He's a pretty big guy. He's good and he's a legitimate fighter. I thought you were great. You didn't hurt yourself at all. Well, maybe except for your chin.
Except for the jaw that's healing. How big is the TV on board Air Force One?
Well, it's good. It's good. The best you can have. They treat it like cost is not an issue, right? But it was good. I can see that. I saw a whole plane full of people watching. If size mattered, I'd say he's going to get in a lot of trouble. So yes, it does matter.
As soon as I got in the ring with him, I noticed right away that he was much bigger than I had imagined before.
Didn't you see that at the weigh-in?
No, not at the weigh-in or the press conference. When I entered the ring and saw the size, I thought, this will be a tough night.
Who is your next opponent?
Good question, Francis Ngannou.
Would you face him again?
I don't think it's like that. I need to stay in my weight class. Yes, right, maybe practice MMA. We're promoting fights now on Netflix. We'll have Ronda Rousey against Gina Carano, maybe the Sikh in MMA, Francis Ngannou, Ryan Garcia, maybe Tommy Fury. There's a lot about who you'd like to see me fight well against.
Probably Khabib. And as for Khabib,
I'm in.
He's been great. When they ask who was the best among them, I've had many fights. I fought with Mike Tyson and several others. It was great.
Have you ever gotten into a fight? I heard a rumor about you helping Kobe once in a game. Is that story true? Was it a...
It's because it was a long time ago.
That story is true.
I wasn't fighting, just breaking one up, okay?
Okay.
Which is sometimes more dangerous than being in a fight, right? But I like Kobe. Kobe was in a tough situation with someone and it all ended well, but I broke it up. The fight probably wasn't very smart, right? Historically, it's never good to break up fights.
Yeah, I try to calm situations down often. But you'll be at UFC 250?
I will. Yes, it's going to be amazing at the White House. And Dana's a great guy. He's a big fan of yours,
Yes.
But Dana is a good guy, the best. There's no one like him. And he had the idea to organize this right in front of the main door of the White House. We'll be right at the front door. And he has an amazing business card. I don't even know if it's filled out yet, but I just saw it now and it looks like it's only going to be with the best, only top guys. Everyone wants to fight at the White House in honor of the 250th anniversary. So it's going to be great.
No, I'm excited. I'm excited to see Sean O'Malley. He's my partner.
Yeah.
He's an incredible fighter. Incredible. And that's what I wanted to ask. So you went from boxing promotion to The Apprentice, TV shows, and then obviously real estate. And then eventually you thought, okay, I'm going into politics. How did that transition happen? Because I see myself wanting to get more into that world. I believe it's the biggest way to create impact and change in America.
Would you try running for public office?
I think so. That's exactly why I'm asking for advice. How did you make that transition, and was it difficult?
I don't know. I had to do it. It's hard. Many say it was necessary. I only had one chance because at a certain age, there are only a few years left. At 40, you have to decide, but I only had one chance, The timing was good, but if I had waited longer, it wouldn't have been good. Because of the clock, that famous clock. Yes, the father of time. So I had to decide, should I do this? I managed to, but I'd already been thinking about it for years. I talked about it because it was well known, very well known. I was successful. I loved real estate. Then came The Apprentice, Mark Bernetti. It was great, and we did it. I had several bestsellers. Number one, all my books were bestsellers. And I see that we have magazines. I appeared so much in that magazine. I'm looking at that big chair, what it does to me, showing the big one.
That's the coolest magazine cover of all time.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like this here.
It was hot on your ear. You could feel the bullet.
You felt that throb and you knew there was something. It was a bloody mess. What happens is, well, you know that better than anyone. The ear bleeds more because I said, why is there all this blood here? And does the ear bleed a lot because of the cartilage? I didn't want to go into too much detail, but wow, it was really bloody. So when I checked, I raised my hand, I said, then I brought it down. Estava totalmente carregado. So I said, either this is the biggest mosquito bite in history or I just got shot. And that was not a pleasant experience.
Yeah, my adrenaline was through the roof. Your adrenaline spiked when I broke my jaw. I didn't feel anything.
And then I knew it was broken, and you didn't.
No, my brother was the one who told me. I was talking to him and my teeth were like in the middle of my mouth, and he said, "Dude, I think your jaw's broken." And then I like touched it and realized
Didn't you feel the lump when you got hit?
it was the last punch that hit me.
It was the last punch.
Yes, it was the last punch of the fight that did it. So that's when I went down and I was like, wow.
It was hard to recover from that.
Yeah, it's still healing, so I won't be able to fight until the end of this year.
That's going to heal perfectly, right?
I hope so.
There won't be any lasting impact, right? I hope not.
No, I believe you'll be able to come back even stronger, I hope.
It's impressive because I've already learned a lot about fights. I've presented many fights over the years. It was amazing when you started doing that. I said it's not possible that a civilian, as I call it, that a civilian could beat a professional boxer, even if he was much older. Because, you know, they were the best fighters and all that. And me, at first I thought, is this really happening? Because, you know, you were beating guys, UFC fighters who hadn't retired that long ago.
Yes.
And I didn't think it was possible. And then I realized, you know, you're really amazing. The only problem is that last opponent was very big and talented. He didn't win the Olympics.
Yeah, gold medal.
You didn't need that.
I know, people said I was crazy.
I'd do it all over again, knowing how it ended.
Yes, I don't regret anything. I love a challenge, and that motivated me to get better. And the experience of being in the ring with someone so good and so great. I think from now on, the next people I face will be like a little bit, actually a lot easier. So I think it was a good experience. But I think that's what it means to defy the odds, which is exactly what you did too. When everyone says you can't do it, what's that like? Do you have any advice for younger people to go against the tide, to go against the wind, just simply?
The greatest victories come when you go against the flow, because that's it, going against what everyone thinks can't be done. Those are the greatest victories, and they're usually the most profitable too, even in business. When you get it right, it's an even bigger win. But like I just said, I'm going to do it. I kept thinking about it for so long. And sometimes people would say something like, you should do it or don't talk about it. My wife actually said, do it or don't talk about it. I used to watch those guys in debates. I said, could I beat him? I mean, that guy has nothing to do with you. That guy is nobody. Yeah, and I said, there's no way he could beat me in a debate. And she said to herself, do it or don't do it, but don't talk about it. I even said I wasn't sure if I really liked that. But she would say, our first lady is now a movie star. Now she's first lady and a movie star. I saw the #1 movie. Can you believe that? But she would say, do it or not, do whatever is right, but don't talk about it. And if you do it, you're going to win. You know that, right? I said, no, if you do that, you win. But do it or don't do it, it's fine either way. It's all right, and you have to do it. And like you said, you have this little bug, and there is a bug. Being a politician is a bug. I don't think there was anything like it in history. When I won for the first time, that was the most unbelievable thing. And then to come back. Some people would say it was bigger than the first time. I was cheated. The second time I did really well. It's like someone cheating in a fight. That's coming to light. All these things are coming to light now. But in a way that made the second victory bigger, much bigger. It was just, you know, it's a great feeling. Winning is a good thing. You know, winning. And whether it's in politics or in fights, winning is amazing. There's no feeling like winning, and most people don't think they can win, most people. Actually, I do. Some people don't want to win. Do you understand that?
They want to play the victim and feel
sorry for themselves. There's this strange thing going on.
I would rather lose to Joshua. I would rather have the embarrassment of defeat. But if I win, it would be the biggest upset of all.
Yeah, but weren't you embarrassed since he was much bigger? Look, I noticed in the fights that if someone weighs about 2 kilos more, it already changes the weight class.
Yes.
and it's hard to beat someone who's a little heavier. And you were with a guy who was about 30 or 40 kilos heavier, right? At least not.
Exactly. So,
I'm very proud of you.
thanks. My brand is focused on winning. Funny to say that, right? Made in Ziwa. I know you're committed to bringing jobs back to the United States. I don't know.
But it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Man, goodbye, Mac. That's good.
Yes, we're at Walmart in the heart of the country with products made in Ziwa. I know you want to create jobs. My generation is in a strange situation when it comes to school and getting a job. With artificial intelligence coming, I wanted to advise my generation on where to go, what kind of jobs to look for, and which paths to follow in the industry so they can be more active and seek better opportunities.
So, you know this better than anyone? Because I get this question a lot. What do? You have to find something you like. I say the father wants the son in business, but he hates business. The father is successful and pressures the son. You need to do something you like or you won't be successful at it. That being said, try to like something that really has a future. The new trend is AI. Yes, if you understand AI, you'll get an unbelievable job, one of those crazy ones with absurd numbers you never imagined. This might cool down, maybe it will cool down, but right now, if you like computers and all that, it's not a bad thing. Get into a sector. There are some industries, retail is always tough. There are some industries that are difficult. If you love it, do it, but if you can love something that also has a lot of potential, you'll be much better off doing that. I have friends who are very smart. They got into very, very tough businesses and lost. I mean, they just worked. They're smarter than other people I know, but they're in the wrong industry. If they were in the right industry, they would do much better. So try to choose something that has potential, and you need to love what you do.
That's what I've always told people. Turn your hobby into your job. I mean, my brother and I were making videos, and look where that got us. Today, it's just about going after it.
But when you knew you would be a fighter, it wasn't later.
I only started fighting when I was 21. Basically, some guys on YouTube were talking nonsense, and like you, in the debates, I thought, I can beat this guy, right? So, I started training overnight to become a fighter, and I ended up falling in love with it, and it really became my biggest priority.
But did you really build that up, or were you always a really strong guy?
I was a strong guy. I had an athletic background. I played Division I football in Ohio and wrestled Division I. I played sports when I was younger, so I definitely had the necessary athletic talent. At the time, I was on Disney Channel and hadn't trained in a while, so it took time to get back in shape.
Your brother's also a great guy, and he's kind of similar. I mean, you have a lot in common, and he's a good fighter, yeah. Who's better, you or him?
I am? I am, sir. He knows that too, but he's a better WWE wrestler, but I think that's true.
He's better, seriously.
Yeah, he's amazing at WWE. Wow.
That's great.
He's my favorite. I think one day they need to make him champion.
That's great.
But if we fought, he knows what would happen. Love you.
But have you ever fought with him?
People want that, but I don't think we really do. But it would probably be...
It's really hard to crush your brother.
Yeah, I love him.
No, it didn't go wrong. There have been some cases like that. It worked out.
Yeah, I think it would be one of the greatest fights of all time. But
after all, what is this program about? Tell me. I'm doing this out of respect for you because I'm the President of the United States. And I'm sitting here with Jake and I'm saying, do you think Joe Biden would do this interview? I don't think so. He wouldn't even know where he is. No, but I'm the President of the United States. I'm doing this show.
yes,
I'm only doing this out of respect for you. Thank you. It's interesting.
no, and I think that's one of the main reasons that connected you with young people in the last election. It was going there, you know? Your team didn't even tell me what to say or set any limits. I can talk about anything.
So that's why we don't work. I could say that they're not doing their job.
But I think that was a big reason why you connected with the young people. I think I'm open to talking to anyone, and honestly, I don't think the other side is really open to that. Now, I don't know what the problem is. I think my brother tried to interview Kamala and you too, but I think he's just afraid to sit down and talk.
They were not you. Your brother was great.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Joe Rogan is a great interviewer. He impacted 300 million.
Yeah.
So she didn't want to do what I think she should have done. I don't know, you know. It's funny. I was on with him and also with other guys who were really great. Baron, my son Baron. I have a very tall son,
Yes.
and he is a very smart guy and a good kid. But he listens to you. I heard your name for the first time through my son. He knew a lot of podcasters or influencers and would tell me some unknown names. They were very important to me. You know why I won? With the support of young people. I did very well with young people. Republicans, for some reason, don't do so well with young people. And I did incredibly well, and I did incredibly well on TikTok. So Barron said, Dad, you have to go on Joe Rogan. We wanted that. We had been talking for a long time about various things besides politics, even before I got into it. But the conversation was great. It lasted 3.5 hours. And you call that long form, right? Yeah? And it was like a pleasant conversation with an amazing guy. He's an amazing guy. And she should have done that, I think, but she didn't. And we had a great election. That was a big election, and the country is doing incredibly well. This country, I mean, we carried out that raid. We had to do it, eliminate evil. Sometimes you have evil, and for 47 years they've been killing people, you know, in the most violent way, the roadside bombs everywhere. That was it. 95% of them are from Iran. Soleimani, that was the guy. We took him out. We did a lot of things, the B-2 bombers and everything we're doing now. It's something people have waited for years. 47 years for this to happen, so we have to do it right. Our military has been incredible.
And I congratulate you for your courage. And I truly believe that many Iranians really think this way too. And I was also a bit shocked, like everyone else in the world. I was like, this is the best thing, and I think what you're doing is phenomenal. And I was shocked that so many activists, like in the United States, didn't like it. But at the same time, they say, oh, we support women. We want women to have all these rights. Meanwhile, you are freeing the women of Iran. They have a problem with that, which confused me.
We support gays, but they throw gays off buildings, you know. We support that. I mean, the things they do and fight for. But I think there's huge support for that. This has been incredible. Now I have the highest approval ratings I've ever had.
Yes.
And it's not because of that. I think we just, you know, the economy is great. It's a bit like we're following a winding path for a while, but we need to eliminate the evil. It's an evil curse. They're magical people. And look, we took out their Navy. We took out their Air Force. We took out everything there was to take out. We eliminated their leadership twice. The second time they gathered, they chose which one of them would be the leader. They were eliminated. Now they're trying for the third time. I don't know. People talk about the sun, but nobody knows where the sun is. The military has been unbelievable. I rebuilt the armed forces and had a great first term. We had the best economy in history during my first term. We rebuilt the armed forces in the first term. I didn't know I would use them so much. But if you look at Venezuela, which worked incredibly well, it was an extremely massive and cordial military attack.
Coordinator, it was strategic to attack Maduro first to secure Venezuelan oil and then go after Iran. So no?
In terms of timing, it wasn't. It was with Iran. We knew we had to do something because they were going to attack us. If we didn't attack them, they would attack us, and we did it first. And by acting first, we eliminated thousands of missiles that would have been launched. And, you know, it's possible to shoot them down, but you need a lot of very expensive weapons for that. We eliminated thousands and thousands of missiles by acting early. And, you know, that made a big difference. You know, Venezuela was, it was the right time. They had been after Maduro for a long time. They were sending drugs. I mean, they were sending drugs to our country. Did you see that? They were sending the most violent prisoners. They emptied their prisons. They let those inmates into our country. And it was exactly the right moment. So it had nothing to do with that. It was an interesting question because people would say, well, you did so well with Venezuela. Did that give you the drive or the confidence to act? It had nothing to do with that. We had some negotiations where I would have preferred to make a deal, I think. I don't know. Look, I wasn't that eager to make a deal. It would have to be a good deal. The main thing is they can't have nuclear weapons, right? Because if they had one, bad things, they would have wiped Israel off the map. Our timing on this was incredible. If we hadn't carried out the attack with the B-2 is the nuclear attack. They would have acquired a nuclear weapon and likely used it in the Middle East against Israel and others. We saw this during the missile launch. We didn't know what was happening because we were already going after them. They're shooting at Saudi Arabia, Qatar, the United Arab Emirates, and all those other countries, and nobody knew what was happening. Did you see that?
They create chaos.
Well, they were trying to scare them, but they didn't get scared. It was the opposite. They fought back. Yeah, they weren't assigned, but our armed forces did a good job.
Yeah, no, it was amazing to watch. I have another question. They want us to wrap up here, but I always ask people this question. I find this topic really interesting. If you had the chance to go back in time, reincarnate, and experience the life of another person, who would you choose to be?
That's a very interesting question. Maybe Donald Trump right now. I think Donald Trump is on my mind. Now, to be honest, my life is very exciting. I'm thinking about other lives. I think maybe my life is more exciting. I don't know. Look, I had a lot of fun. You know, if I started with the phrase, "Make America Great Again," the country was in trouble. We were doing badly in 2015. The border was open. Nothing like it is under the Biden administration, but it was bad. A lot of people coming in, criminals getting out of prison, mental institutions, gangs, and murderers. We had 11,888 murderers in our country. I managed to get them out. We're getting most of them out, and we're trying to get them all out. They should never have come in, but we had a bad border. When I took over, I won on the border issue twice. I won the first time and in other matters, but I won on the border and solved the issue almost immediately. I built almost 1 billion miles of wall at that time. The second time, I say, the border came back. I'm going to win on the border for the second time because we had a great border. The first time after adjusting everything, and then the second time. Now, we haven't had anyone coming into our country in the last 9 months. I mean, literally no one. And that was released by the Democrats. It wasn't by millions of people have entered our country. You know the story, and they came from prisons. Those are the ones. They came from all countries, from all over the world, from Congo, from all of South America. So,
And you are targeting the criminals? Specifically because I believe there are many amazing people who came to the country and who are wonderful immigrants. And it's like, how are you, figuring that out? But
actually, we're mostly looking for the bad examples. We get to the bed and we say I've already said 11,888 murderers. Okay, more than 50% killed more than one person. We have them, and some are so dangerous that we don't want them back in the country. You know, they came from other countries, tough countries, and we put them in prison because we don't want them to come back. We never want them to come back here. They are dangerous. Washington, D.C. was very dangerous. Today, it's the safest city. It's the safest city in the whole country. We went from 2 or 3 murders a week to 0 murders per week. We did a good job. Our armed forces went there and did everything well. The National Guard didn't. We do a good job, and people like it. And that's all I want. I just want to be a president who has done a great job. We had to recover the country. So the term MAGA, Make America Great Again, was fantastic, and that's what I did. A year and a half ago, we had a country that was a laughingstock all over the world. You know that? They were laughing.
yes, we were not respected.
They made fun of us.
No one respected the leadership?
We had a country that was a laughingstock. The king of Saudi Arabia told me, he said, you know that a year and a half ago your country was dead and now you have the hottest country in the world? And we do. And it's guys like you who make everything heat up. Guys like you and presidents like me who give interviews to guys like you. But I think you're great, and congratulations to your fiancée. I really do.
Fiancée, she's the best.
She just won a gold medal. You know, I saw her winning that gold medal and nobody had a chance. They didn't stand a chance. It wasn't even fair, right?
No, she really is a legend. Her pride is the most amazing thing I've ever witnessed in person by being a part of it.
She's an amazing person. Beautiful, you can't say beautiful. That's the end of your political career. But you know what? She is beautiful.
Melania is also beautiful.
Yeah, she's doing well and does a great job.
Look at us complimenting each other.
Yeah, it's nice. It's good when we can do that.
Right, exactly.
I just want to congratulate you. Great job.
Thank you.
Man, you're a young guy, but you've already done an amazing job.
Thank you.
And so different.
I feel like I'm just getting started. I'm 29 years old and I admire you and your story. The American dream is what I want, to inspire other kids who are watching this now to pursue that dream. Because it's possible, I live a few hours from here, so coming back to Ohio to give this interview is a dream come true.
Well, I love Ohio. It's been good. We won by a large margin. We won everything in a landslide victory.
Florida crushed it.
It's good, Florida, Texas, all of them, and it's been a great time. I had a lot of fun, and it's been a real experience. But the most important thing is to take this country and bring it back, and it's back. It's really bad.
Yes, I feel that, no, and I think everyone else feels that too. And I think the movement is gaining strength, and we really appreciate it.
See, they have to respect our country, right? Yes, that's how they should respect their leader.
Yes,
I really appreciate that. Take care. Say hi to your brother, okay?
I'll say thanks. Thanks for saying honor. Thanks, thank you. If you want to take a picture and then everything's really cool.
That was a really good interview.
Yes, thank you.
Man, for a guy, wow.
I only had a day and a half to prepare.
So this is great.